Welcome to South Asia Today, a show that provides you the glimpses of South Asia. I'm your host Yeshi. Here are the headlines. Beijing grows jittery as India intensifies infrastructure building in Ladakh. Young Afghan woman scales mountain peaks in hope of bringing honor to country. And 45 days long Kolu Dolls exhibition begins in Coimbatore ahead of Navratri. Let's begin the show with India's growing assertiveness in its northern Union territory of Ladakh to counter Chinese belligerence along the line of actual control. India has intensified its infrastructure development at high altitudes. Beijing has cried foul, but New Delhi says it has sovereign authority and rights to protect its land and people and will continue construction on its side. Various media reports in the past have confirmed that China has already built a network of roads and bridges on its side. So why is China protesting? It is coming out of its compulsive habit of interfering in others' domestic affairs, or has it grown jittery with India's befitting responses to its each single tactic?
These employees of Border Road Organization, the infrastructure development wing of Indian Defence, are working overtime to accomplish their goals. Their aim is to develop a road through mountains that provides smooth connectivity and an all-year access to Indian troops moving forward areas along LAC, the border between India and China, where the situation has lately become volatile due to repeated incursion attempts by PLA. The sustained provocation from Chinese side had grown into a primitive-style bloody fist fight this summer, in which India had lost 20 of its soldiers while China had not disclosed its casualties. Reports say they were near 40. Since then, New Delhi has redoubled its efforts on securing its entire boundary with China and has been building roads and bridges. Engineers at the ground say that China's unethical war tactics have compelled his team to work with more enthusiasm.
Here, with the terrain conditions and difficulties we are facing here, with the minus 40 to 40 degrees Celsius, despite of that, the morale of the troop is very high, and we are doing the work for the nation, and we are doing the work on the war footing so that road can be linked to the Ladakh as a third axis. So we are now fall short of the 30 kilometers of link is missing, and we are working on war footing to link that missing link.
The government of India has identified 73 strategically important roads along the Chinese border, of which 61 are with the BRO, running over 3,300 kilometers. 75% of the work under BRO had been completed by March this year, a news that has really made the power corridors in Beijing nervous. Beijing tried using similar tactics, but it has time and again employed to bully its smaller and weaker neighbors in south. It termed Indian construction illegal and destabilizing. New Delhi, however, remains unfazed and says it will build infrastructure at even greater speed to respond to Chinese plots. Indian Defence Minister had recently said that India will continue to patrol areas.
मैं ये स्पष्ट कर देना चाहता हूँ, लड़ाई भी तो इसीलिए हो रही है, फेस ऑफ तो इसीलिए होता है, और जहाँ तक पेट्रोलिंग पैटर्न का सवाल है सभापति महोदय, यह पेट्रोलिंग पैटर्न ट्रेडिशनल है, पारंपरिक है, और साथ ही साथ ये वेल डिफाइंड है. भारत के सेना के जवानों को पेट्रोलिंग करने से दुनिया की कोई ताकत नहीं रोक सकती. यदि हमारे जवानों ने अपना बलिदान दिया है तो इसीलिए बलिदान दिया है. देश हित में हमें कितना ही बड़ा और कितना ही कड़ा कदम उठाना पड़े सभापति महोदय, हम पीछे नहीं हटेंगे.
So, what has spooked China? Observers say it is India's combat readiness which will be bolstered several times with connectivity to forward areas that has baffled Chinese leadership and its PLA. While China can boast of having one of the mightiest arsenals in the world, its soldiers are not just skilled enough for high-altitude warfare with sub-zero temperatures. While Indian troops on the other side can do it all. Beijing has also been taken by surprise by India's assertive and more skilled response to its bullism. It had drawn its conclusions on the basis of its little success in 1962. But today, India, which is also a nuclear power, has one of the strongest armies under the sun. It has highly sophisticated arsenal with its troops capable of giving a bloody nose to its enemies. In this case, the Chinese. From land to air to sea, India is prepared for all levels of conflict that China must just think of triggering, or to say in the current context, will think twice before doing anything of that sort.
Moving on, the Indian President approved 3 agricultural bills recently with an aim to empower country's farmers to sell their produce directly to institutional buyers such as big traders and retailers. The new Farmers Bill 2020 is believed to help liberalize the sector by eliminating the middleman, facilitating better realizations for farmers, attracting investment and enhancing the technology. We have a report.
Agriculture employs 58% of India's population and contributes to 15% of GDP. It is called the backbone of country's economy. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's cabinet had issued emergency executive orders in June to change the long-standing rules that govern the vast agricultural sector. The Farmers Bill 2020 will unshackle farmers from having to sell their produce only at regulated wholesale markets and make contract farming easier.
अब यही ताकत देश के दूसरे किसानों को भी मिली है। फल सब्जियों के लिए ही नहीं, अपने खेत में वो जो पैदा कर रहे हैं, धान, गेहूं, सरसों, गन्ना जो उगा रहे हैं, उसको अपनी इच्छा के अनुसार जहां ज्यादा दाम मिले वहीं पर बेचने की अब उनको आजादी मिल गई है।
The new legislation will give power to the farmers for engaging with processors, wholesalers, aggregators, large retailers, exporters, and others in a very competitive environment. Price assurance will be given to the farmers even before the sowing of crops. In the case of higher market prices, farmers will be entitled to this profitable price much above the minimum price. According to the government, it will shift the risk of market unpredictability from the farmer to the financially powerful sponsor. Due to prior price determination, farmers will be shielded from the volatility of market prices. It will give access to the farmer to adopt modern technology, better seed and other inputs. India's small farmers comprise 78% of all farmers but own only 33% of the total cultivated land and produce 41% of the country's food grains. Their productivity is somewhat higher than that of medium and large size farms.
इससे हमें एक तरीके का फायदा ही है, क्योंकि इसमें से अगर बीच में से ये जो कमीशन वाले हैं वो निकल जाते हैं तो फायदा सीधा खेडूत को ही है। इससे हमारा मुनाफा भी बढ़ जाएगा और आने वाली पीढ़ी में भी इससे फायदा बहुत ज्यादा होगा।
किसानों के लिए बिल बहुत अच्छा पास हुआ है, कोई परेशानी नहीं हो किसानों के लिए मंडी में ले जाने के लिए, और दलाली कम होगी, कालाबाजारी कम होगी, कहीं भी ले आ सकते, कहीं भी किसान बेच सकता है अपने माल को।
With the introduction of the Essential Commodities Ordinance 2020, the government may regulate the production, supply, distribution, trade and commerce of essential commodities such as food, including cereals, pulses, potatoes, onions, and oil seeds. Farmers may also use electronic trading platforms like eNAM, which was launched in April 2016. It had 16.6 million farmers and 131,000 traders registered on its platform until May 2020. Overall, 1,000 mandis or markets in India are already linked to eNAM, and 22,000 additional wholesale markets are projected to be linked by 2022. Agricultural commodities trading accounts for 12% of total commodities trading in India.
Let's move to Pakistan, where the government headed by Prime Minister Imran Khan is targeting the opposition party leaders on the charges of corruption. However, the opposition parties and civil rights group in the Islamic Republic have long held that the anti-graft agency is used by the military for selected accountability, saying it does not touch powerful generals or Khan's ministers.
Pakistan's anti-graft agency arrested the parliamentary leader of the opposition on corruption charges on September 28 after a court rejected a plea for bail, a move his party says is linked to planned opposition protests against Prime Minister Imran Khan. Shehbaz Sharif, a former Chief Minister of Punjab province and younger brother of former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, was arrested outside the Lahore court. The charges are linked to alleged money laundering to buy properties abroad. The arrest was allegedly a reaction to the opposition's threat of nationwide protests calling for Khan to step down. Sharif is one of several opposition leaders facing corruption charges and arrested by the anti-graft body, often before a formal case is registered. His party accused the anti-graft agency, which is used by the military for selective accountability.
अगर इस मुल्क में पाकिस्तान में प्लीज़ अगर कोई कानून है, कोई इंसाफ है या कोई सेम्बलेंस ऑफ कानून या इंसाफ है, तो फिर गिरफ्तारी शहबाज शरीफ की नहीं होनी चाहिए थी, फिर गिरफ्तारी जनरल आसिम सलीम बाजवा की होनी चाहिए थी, क्योंकि शहबाज शरीफ के नाम ये 99 कंपनीज़ नहीं निकली, शहबाज शरीफ के नाम वो सैकड़ों फ्रेंचाइज नहीं निकले। शहबाज शरीफ का ताल्लुक़ एक कारोबारी घराने से था जो कि 1930 से कारोबार कर रहा है। शहबाज शरीफ के वालिद साहब एक जाने माने बिजनेसमैन थे।
9 major opposition parties recently denounced the military for meddling in politics and rigging the 2018 elections to bring Khan to power. The military, which has ruled for half of Pakistan's history since its independence from Britain in 1947, denies interfering in politics or election wrongdoing. Retired General Asim Bajwa, who oversees the $65 billion China-Pakistan Economic Corridor and is also an advisor to PM Khan, was recently embroiled in controversy following a news report that alleged he had amassed assets worth millions of dollars beyond his means. Nawaz Sharif, who is in London, says he's surprised about the arrest of his brother Shehbaz Sharif.
एक्सपेक्ट तो मखल कौम ये कर रही थी कि आसिम बाजवा को पकड़ा जाएगा और जो है वो उनसे हिसाब लिया जाएगा, उनसे पूछा जाएगा किस तरह से एक शख्स ने नौकरी के दौरान पिछले 15-20 सालों में इतनी बड़ी जायदादें और एसेट्स बना लिए। तवक्को तो कौम को ये थी कि पकड़ा तो उसने जाना था, पकड़ उन्होंने शहबाज शरीफ को लिया है।
Political turmoil in Pakistan is growing after Nawaz Sharif, the leader of Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz, declared military interference as the root of political instability, economic decline, and diplomatic isolation for the Muslim country of 220 million people. The Pakistan Democratic Movement, all alliance of almost all major opposition parties, has announced that it would kick off a nationwide protest campaign on October 11 against Prime Minister Imran Khan.
Now we take a look at some happenings in Asia in our segment called Asia Watch.
Pet boarding services are in high demand across China as many pet owners seek help for pet care while they are away traveling for the 2 major holidays this week. Li Jiale runs a veterinary clinic in Nanning City, South China's Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region, that also provides pet boarding services. He said that all 40 kennels and catteries available in their clinic were booked out within a week. Vet operators say that most of the pets needing boarding are dogs and cats. During the week-long holiday for the National Day and Mid-Autumn Festival, the boarding units of other vet clinics are also full. The pet boarding services in Nanning City usually charge about 50 yuan, about $7.4 for small dogs per day, and about 70 to 80 yuan, about $11 for medium and large-sized dogs. Indian and Japanese navies concluded a 3-day maritime bilateral joint exercise in the northern part of the Arabian Sea. Indian and Japanese ships were seen operating in non-contact format. The exercise, dubbed as GMAX 20, began on September 26, where the two navies carried out extensive maritime ops for 3 days. Last week, India conducted a joint military exercise with the Royal Australian Navy as well in Indian Ocean region. It has also conducted a couple of military exercises with the members of informal Quad grouping that also include USA apart from the 3 countries formed to counter growing Chinese influence in Indo-Pacific region, Indian Ocean region and South China Sea.
Moving on, during the Taliban regime in Afghanistan, the women activities were suppressed. Despite the radical Islamic flow which still prevails in the war-torn nation, Afghan women are managing to recreate their lives and their identities for a better future. Let's meet a young female Afghan expeditor who is planning her next summit to show the world and set an environment of optimism for others who are conceiving high aspirations like hers. Let's have a look.
18-year-old Afghan expeditor Fatima Sultani gazes at the peak of a mountain near Afghanistan's capital city Kabul after completing a morning climbing session, considering her next footsteps. She and her team of 9 young Afghan mountaineers, 3 of them women, are hoping to climb Afghanistan's Mir Samir mountain and after that travel to Nepal to summit the world's highest peak, Mount Everest. Sultani has continued to climb throughout the COVID-19 outbreak. In August, making it to the summit of the 7,492 meters altitude, Noshak Peak, which is one of the hardest climbs in the world, in the Hind Kush mountain range in northern province of Afghanistan.
ما هدف اصلی من همی است که ما به تمام جهانیان نشان بدم که بانوان افغانستان هم قدرتمند هستند، میتونن کارهای سخت را که مثلا مردم ما انجام بدن ما میتونیم انجام بدیم. و بالخصوص ما وقتی که خبر میشدم که از کشورهای خارج مثلا میآیند در افغانستان قلعه‌های مرتفع افغانستان اینا فتح میکنن بانوانشان، ما واقعا به این فکر رسیدم چرا وقتی که قلعه افغانستان داخل کشور خود ماست ما خود ما نمیتونیم، ما بانوان نمیتونیم که بریم فتح کنیم، از خارج میان فتح میکنیم. به همین خاطر انگیزه ما همی بود که ما امروی تیم هایک پنچر یک جای شدم و خواستم که می قله های بلند کسا فتح کنم و به هدف های خود برسم.
However, when she is not training in the mountains. Fatima lives in Kabul with her parents and younger sister. Her father said he will continue to rejoice Fatima's achievement, but as a parent has lingering concerns about her safety.
بله به خاطر از این که مثلا ما با شاهد از این صحنه هستیم که مثلا کسایی که مثلا زیادتر امیرخمی مثلا معروف شده یا مثلا بعضی خدمت‌های کرده تا از طریق طالبان مثلا تحت ترور قرار گرفته ترچی این واقعا جای نگرانی من نگران هستم دیگه از این بار 100% مثلا اونا نمگذاره تا حد که مثلا ناداورزیش باره مثلا خصوصا در طبقه اوناست که اونا هیچ نمگذاره قدم خود از خانه بیرون بگذاره.
Even she hopes to motivate women of her generation to take parts and show the world another facade of Afghanistan for much brighter to improve peace and sustainability.
خب ما تقریبا 3 یا 4 قلعه ما فتح کردیم. امروز این تیمی که یک جای شدیم یکی لالان بوده پنچیر و یکی هم در سالنگ بوده سلسله کوههای هندوکش که به نام خودم او قلعه را ماندن فاتی پیک و یکی هم قوریق بود و آخرینش هم نوشاخ بود که سختترین کوه ما گفته میتونیم که در جهان گفته میشه و بلندترین امی قلعه کوه در افغانستان هستن که ما اونجا امروز تیمی هایک ادونچر رفتیم و اونجا را فتح کردیم و بلندیش 7492 متر.
As the Taliban hold peace talks with the Afghan government in Doha, many fear that they may rein in women's activities, including in sport as they did during their rule. Though the Taliban say they have changed, their public statement on women's rights have been vague and many harbor concerns. However, the situation improved significantly in the last 2 decades due to the infusion of billions of dollars in international support and remittance from Afghan immigrants.
Dolls from various periods of history offer an understanding of the times gone by. They are part of a tradition Indians have grown up with. Today, the dolls not only provides a diversion but also colorful canvas for depicting Indian life in its plethora of cultural beauties. So today in our episode, we will take you to India's Coimbatore city where a month-long Navratri Kolu exhibition or doll festival kicked off. Over 10,000 varieties of dolls were displayed by artisans at the exhibition that attracted many visitors. Let's have a look. Made of matchsticks and clay, the lifelike dolls attract visitors in the doll exhibition, which recently began in India's southern city of Coimbatore. Popularly known as the Kolu Doll Festival, the exhibition is an annual event before the festival of Navratri. In the exhibition, dolls were put on display which depicts deities like Krishna and Ganesha playing contemporary games and various episodes from the life of Lord Krishna. Visitors also got to see the dolls of Ramayana, models of temples, Lord Sai idols and much more. Every year, thousands of artisans participate in the exhibition, but this year, due to coronavirus pandemic, it is exhibited as a low-key affair.
Every year we Poombar conducts a Kolu exhibition for 30 days. This year we are conducting for 45 days. What is the reason? Means this year due to the COVID problem, Poombar doesn't have a good customer footfalls. So this year we have given a medical campaign and also we have exhibited more artisan products here. Actually, while compared to the last year, this year the artisans flows are very less. Last year there was nearly 20 artisans. This year there were only 15 artisans who have participated in the exhibition. This year in Kolu, we have paper mache dolls and we have matchstick based toys and Etikup toys, Varanasi toys and other crafts, and we have mixed here with models. There are certain types of models here. This year we have highlighted the Ramar Koil temple is the highlighted temple model in this year, and this year we were expecting sales up to 50 lakhs, but due to the customer footfall, very less of customer footfall, we were not able to do the sales. Our main aim is to uplift the poor artisan.
During the exhibition, over 10,000 varieties of dolls have been displayed by artisans. The exhibition aimed to empower the craftsmen and enhance their livelihood. Visitors with religious inclinations spent the most time admiring figurines of famous characters from Hindu epic Ramayana and Mahabharata also. Besides mythological characters and deities, visitors also got to see an array of doll sets portraying slices of life. Besides this, the vegetables and fruits made of clay looked astonishingly realistic.
ஷோ இங்கே வருவோம், கொலுவுக்கு திங்ஸ் சாமான் வாங்க வருவோம். பூம்புகார் ஐட்டம்ஸ் எப்போவுமே நல்லாயிருக்கும் பார்க்குறக்கு, எங்களுக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும். இந்த தடவை வந்து நிறைய ஐட்டம்ஸ் வச்சுருக்காங்க. கொலு ஐட்டம்லேயே தனித்தனியாக செட்டாக நிறைய வச்சுருந்தாங்க வெளியே. இப்போ உள்ளே வந்திருக்கோம், உள்ளேயும் ஃபுல்லாக கலர்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்குது. கோயில் செட்ஸு, பழனி கோயில், திருவண்ணாமலை கோயில், கூடவே இந்த தடவை அதிகமாக ராமர் கோயில் செட்டு வச்சுருக்காங்க. பார்க்குறக்கு ரொம்ப நல்லாயிருக்கு. வேறு திங்ஸ் இருக்குது, கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சம் வாங்கிட்டுருக்கோம், பார்த்துட்ருக்கோம், நல்லாயிருக்கு. பாக்ஸில் குழந்தைங்க சாமான் இருக்குது, சின்ன குழந்தையிலேருந்து பெரிய குழந்தைங்க வரைக்கும் விளையாடுறதுக்கு மர சாமான் எல்லாம் இருக்குது. கொலு சம்மந்தமானது தசாவதாரம் சிலை வச்சுருக்காங்க, மீனாட்சி கல்யாணம் வச்சுருக்காங்க. அப்புறம் எல்லாமே எப்படி சொல்கிறது, தனித்தனி செட்டு. முந்தியெல்லாம் ஒவ்வொன்றா தேடுவோம், மற்ற பக்கம்லாம் போனால் ஒரு செட்டு வைக்கணுன்னா மீனாட்சி கல்யாணம்னா தனித்தனியாக தேடுவோம். இப்போ எல்லாமே இருக்குது, அத்திவரதர் இருக்குது, ஸ்ரீரங்கநாதர் இருக்கார், எல்லாமே இருக்குது. வேணுங்கிறத அப்படியே நம்ம எடுத்துகிட்டு போய்க்கிற மாதிரி இருக்குது. பூம்புகாரில் எப்பவும் இருக்க மாதிரி இருக்குது. முந்தி எப்படின்னா அந்த கொலு டைமில் நிறைய கூட்டம் வரும். இப்போ கோவிட்ங்கிறனால எல்லாம் கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சம் வெயிட் பண்ணி வராங்க போல், எனக்கு தோணுது. கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சம் பேராக வர்றாங்க அப்படின்னு. இங்கே சானிடைசர் கொடுக்குறாங்க உள்ளே என்ட்ரு ஆகும்போது. மாஸ்க் போட்டிருந்தேன், இப்போ பேசணுங்கிறதுக்காக தான் மாஸ்க்கை கழட்டிட்டேன்.
Through the exhibition, the artisans who blow life into clay got a brilliant opportunity to portray their talent and market the products. It's time for me to wrap up today's episode. We will be back next week at the same time. This is Yeshi signing off from the entire production team of South Asia Today. Goodbye and take care.